Okay, so I'll do all the bathrooms on all three levels, and the first thing you probably should do is get the material done for the floor. So in this view, I'm going to change the display there to shaded, and you can see that the floor material now doesn't show up very well at all for all of the rooms. So before I go too far with that, I'm going to use Tab to select my floor, and then I'm going to use Edit Type to make a new type. So I'm going to duplicate this floor, and I'll call it. Well, just give me an example. What sort of floor finishes were you thinking of for the lower ground floor? I know some people are looking at tiles, timber. Yeah, I'd probably usually go with timber, but tiles would work there as well because it's on a slab. Concrete, yeah. So you could have any finish really. So I'll just do a floating timber floor, but it's going to be on a slab, so it'll be the same really no matter what finish you choose. So I'll call this floating timber over slab, and then I'll just edit my structure and insert a new layer, which I'm going to change the function of to finish 1, and then most importantly the material and thickness I'm going to change. So the thickness I'll just make 20 mil, and then the material, I'm going to click browse there, and I'll go to wood flooring for the material. But here I'm going to duplicate the material as well. I'm going to make that wood floating flooring. Oops. Just so that it's got a new name, and then I'll change the surface pattern to 100 mil horizontal, should be okay. And while I'm at it, I'll change the render appearance there. So I'm just going to use a new flooring material there from the render library. If you're using 2011 still, then you just need to remember that the way you get to the material library is a little bit different to 2012, but it should look the same as this. Just by clicking replace, you'll get the same library that I've got here. So I'm going to click OK, and sorry, I'm just going to go back and check that material. And one last thing, sorry, back on the graphics tab, I'm going to make sure it's got use render appearance for shading, and that's changed the shading color. It's actually made it a little bit dark, so I'm going to turn that off again now, and then clicking on the shading color there, just lighten that up a bit, and I might even make the color a little bit nicer manually, so something like that, and then it can be lighter again. So that's the color I'll end up with. That's fine. So I'm going to click OK, OK, OK. And now in this shaded view I can see that timber material covering that whole floor. Now there are a few issues that you can see now with the doors and window thresholds, because it probably shouldn't show like that in plan, and I'll fix that afterwards. You'll see how to fix that once I've done the bathroom floor though, because I'm going to fix it the same way. So I want this bathroom area to have a tile material instead of the timber flooring. So to do that, I've got to first make a tile material under Manage. So I can't just go into the floor properties to change this. I've got to go in advance to materials under manage there, and I'll find a material that I've got that's close. Ceramic tile here is close to what I want, and again I'm going to duplicate that material and I'll call that ceramic tile bathroom. And here again I'm just going to go to appearance or render appearance and change the render material there to a different tile, just in case I do see it in the rendering. Just something simple. There we go, that'll do. Under graphics, so I've got the surface pattern set to 250mm squares, which is exactly what I want, so that's done. And so now to put the tiles on the floor, I've got to go to modify and then use split face. Okay, so with split face, I'm going to choose the edge of the flooring. You've got to check down in the status bar down bottom left that the floor is highlighted. So I'm going to click on the edge of that floor. And now in sketch mode, I can just use pick lines to pick the edge of the walls here, just the inside edge there. Trim those all together. And then for the door, I need to go around the threshold. So I'm going to go back to draw a line here, and I'm just going to draw over the edge of the wall, onto the inside, back across, and down. And now I'm just going to split that edge on the inside of the wall, and I can use trim to join those together again. So that's the shape of the tiles, or the tiled area that I want for the bathroom. So I'm going to finish that sketch, and now to make it tiles I can use paint. Now again, if you're using 2011, it's a little bit different. You'll see the material selection is over on the right. In 2012 it's now going to come up with a dialog box. By the way, you need to choose the material in advance. So here I've got my ceramic tile bathroom material that I made earlier. So I've chosen that, and then I can pick the edge of this split face. So just going to make sure you get the right thing. There we go. So I've missed it. I've got the other side, so I'll just undo that and click on paint again, choose the material, and then this time just make sure I get inside. There we go. So that's now changed just that part of the floor to tiles. It's much easier than making a new floor for the tiled areas. Okay, so I can do the same for the laundry. So again, split face and highlight the floor first. Pick the edge of your walls. Just draw in the threshold right away. Make sure I get the right edge there. Split the inside and then trim away. That's done. Paint again and make sure you got the right material. There we go. Okay, so to fix these threshold areas, just to make it look nicer, you can make a plain material, or just see if you have one that's ready to go. So here, this finished material is a good generic material. As long as you haven't changed that, then you can use it in situations like this. So again, I can just use, under modify, split face, pick the edge of the floor, and then with pick lines, just go around the outside there and the inside, and then I'll pick the openings and then trim. So that's the shape I want the threshold to be. Finish, and then it's telling me there's a yep, there's a problem because I've gone over the edge. So I'll just show you this. When you reach the edge of your face, this orange line defines the outside edge, and you can't go over that. You just need to draw up to it. So I made a mistake there. You've got to draw just to the edge there, and that counts as an edge. So here, I don't need the outside lines in that face. Finish this, and it's going to split just this part of it. And now I can use paint again and find my finish material, pick the surface there, and there we are. So that's fixed that that area there. So probably need to do the same up here. So again, split face, pick the floor. This one's fairly easy to draw quickly. Finish, paint, pick the inside, done. Okay, so that neatens that whole area up. And so now, going back to the bathrooms, start putting in the different components. So we've got the WC, and so just using component, load family, and then under plumbing fixtures, you can see there aren't many here. So I'll go back and then look in the International Metric Library, plumbing fixtures there, and you'll find a few more. These still aren't the nicest. That one's okay, but you'll find even more again if you go to the NMore Revit library on the P drive, and that's, I've just used a shortcut to go there. And so then in plumbing fixtures here, see I've got a lot more. And that one's pretty close. It's hard to know, that one's probably the closest. Now the wall here really should have a different thickness, but I'm not going to worry too much about that, so I'll just place this on the wall. And then there's another one up here. Now, if you don't like the tiles going over the WC, there's a way you can fix that. Just by selecting the family, click Edit Family on the ribbon, and then you just need to select the 3D element, go to your visibility settings, and you can see, well, it is actually showing in plan. So So in this family, it's okay, but now I'm going to do a save as family, and you need to browse and save this into your own folder. So I'm going to go to a new folder, and I'll give it a new name just to make sure. So I'm just going to put 3D after this. Now I'm going to select that WC element, edit family again, and so you can see there the actual solids that make up this family. And so there, if I go now to visibility settings, and you can see why it's not showing in plan, it's because it's turned off here. So I'm going to turn that on, and then the bottom part as well. Yeah, we just need this part turned on below the seat. So again, visibility settings, and that needs to be on. That should be enough. Okay, so again I'm going to do a save as family, and I'll call it WC seat 3D as well. Okay, so now got to load it back in, so load into project, and I'm just going to tick the WC seat wall hung 3D file. I'm not going to place it anywhere, I'm just going to press escape, and then if I select the one that's already there, I can change it to the WC seat 3D 540 by 360. Won't look any different here, but I'll save the file, load it into the project, and now choose the beach house. And again, I'm not going to place that anywhere, I'm just going to press escape, and now I can select the one that is there and choose the 540 by 360 3D version. So you can see now that the lines show up, but unfortunately we've got an extra line there that's in the way. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, I'll show you how to get rid of that. So if you don't like that line there, if you get one coming up, you can always use the line work tool on the modify panel, set that to invisible lines, and then choose that edge and it will take it away. Okay, so that now shows covering the tiles. In hidden line it should look good as well. Yep, that's okay. A couple of extra lines that look like they're coming through there, but that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so this one again now can be changed to the new 3D version. Again, there's an extra line coming through there, so that can be overridden using line work, and I can just take that out, make it invisible. So there we are. Now the bath. Just go to component again, load family, and go to my different library, plumbing fixtures. Bathtub here should be okay. Now I'll just see what sizes are loaded already. Not many, so I'm just going to place the size that I've got. And again, it's got an issue with the display there, not showing the tiles properly, or showing it's not covering the tiles properly. So again, I'm going to do the same thing to fix that family. So back to edit family, and here these aren't nested, so I can just choose that element and go to visibility settings, turn on the plan view, okay, and then the base, I'll do the same thing, visibility settings, the plan view is showing, so that's weird, it should have covered it. It's just not high enough. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, 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 the chef on, yeah. Do a save as and save it into your folder. It won't let you save it into the folder it starts in. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that should be okay, but I'll just change the visibility settings for this one. No, this one's okay. It's okay as well. Alright, so I'll just save that file. Again, save as family into the folder that I'm working in. Again, going to change the name and call it M Bathtub 3D. Load into project and just bring it into the beach house. Okay, so again, I don't need to place this new one. I'm just going to select the one that's already there and change it to the 3D version. You can see now that it's covering the tiles. So then I'll just check the size here. I think it's a bit big actually, so I'll try some smaller sizes. That's probably not too bad. What about the really small one? Yeah, that's probably pretty close to the one that's there. So I'm just going to use the move button now, pick it up on the corner and snap it into the corner of the walls there, using tab to get the endpoint. Okay, so now I can add some extra walls in. Using just generic 100mm wall, I think should be fine. And so the height there I'm going to set to ground floor, and I'll leave the location line finish face exterior. Drawing from this corner here, it's going the wrong way, but I can use tab to flip it, and that gives something for the cupboard. And then there's another wall over here, which is 1000 from the outer edge, which I'll set afterwards. So I'm just going to roughly draw in the returns here. Now I can select that wall and check that this width is 1000. And I'll adjust the returns once the basin's in there. So back to component now, load family. Again to the new library, plumbing fixtures, and there should be a whole series of basins in here. That one's pretty close. So I'll just centre that. It's a fairly small one actually. Let's go and see if there's any bigger. Oh, that might be big enough. Okay, so I'll just centre that in the wall there, roughly. Again, it's not covering the tiles, so back to edit family. And it doesn't all need to be visible, just the base here will cover the tiles. So I'm going to go to visibility settings for it, turn it on in plan. And maybe just the top part as well, and the part that has the plug hole. And oh no, I will need the base here because the lines make it. Oh no, we'll see. So the lines may not get hidden by the base. I'll just have a look. So save as family, and again 3D added to the name, into the same folder. That's fine. Loading the project, beach house, and I'll just press escape so I don't have to place that, and choose the new one, 3D version from the list there. There we go, so that's covering the tiles now, and so then I'll dimension from the wall to the center of the sink and then to the wall on the other side, and then using equals, can turn that on, and now my sink will be centered between the walls, and then I can simply use a line to bring the walls up to the edge of my basin. Now that does look a bit small now that I've looked at it, so I'm going to try changing the sink size, so I'll duplicate this size and make it 400 by, it's quite a big sink obviously, so 400 by 800. That's a bit too big. Let's try 700. Now, sorry, sizes for this aren't adjustable. That's great. I'm going to cancel that. No, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to mess around too much with that one, so delete those dimensions. That's okay. I mean, it's a big sink anyway, even at 500. So that's it for the bathroom. I think that's going to be enough. And then the other one, I can use the same family, so as long as it's the 3D version that I've just made. Just place that up against the wall. The washing machine and laundry tub go inside a cupboard here, so you can load a cabinet for those. And for the washing machine, you'll find in specialty equipment there should be something. Where is it again? Domestic equipment. Oh no, they're the freezers. Domestic. Here we go. Here we go. Dishwasher, dryer is there, and there should be a washing machine here somewhere. Washer. There we go. So I'll just place that up against the wall there. And load family again. Special equipment, domestic. Dryer. So I'm going to place that on top. And now I'll put a new section in. Oops. Going from the top down. So there's the dryer, and I'm just going to use the arrows to nudge that up. But it's not moving, so I'll use the it's hosted by the floor, so I'm going to use pick new host, and I'll try choosing the level. And oh, that's no good. It's not. Okay, so that's a floor-hosted family. That's no good. I'm going to delete that. The washer in plan is enough. If you're going to show it in section, you'll need to find a different dryer family. But in plan, that would be enough. So there's one more component there, the laundry tub.
Yeah, no, I think so many colours today. Yeah, mine's double colours.
Okay, so that one might do, just even a kitchen sink is fine here, but a 3D one, maybe that one. There we go, and luckily that one doesn't need to be changed. Okay, so on to the next level now. So again, first step, select the floor, change it. The board direction there is different to the other floor, so I'm going to go to Edit Boundary. And change the span direction by picking an edge here, finish, and sorry, just do that again, Edit Boundary, and I'll try span direction on this side then. Finish. And it still hasn't changed it. So using another approach, using Tab, I can select one of the edges there and then use Rotate and bring that around 90 degrees. There we go, so that's got the floorboards going the right way. Could probably use the same flooring for the balcony. So that might be okay actually if it's going a different direction. We'll put a threshold between those anyway. Then for the bathroom, again, split face. Pick the edge of the floor. And here, I'm just going to draw lines from the orange boundary there. And this time, because there's a swing door, I'm going to go under the centre line of the door, so the tiles finish under the door. And then I only need to go back as far as the orange line. That's my new boundary, finish, and then I can use paint, again with ceramic tile. So the bathroom there, could just use the same families that I've already loaded, so I can just choose them from the list here. Making sure it's the 3D version. And then the basin. Space to rotate. And again, under modify, line work will let me set invisible lines for that extra edge that I don't want. Might roughly centre that. Close enough. Yep. Not. Oh well, I think it's a laser printer, so probably not. Yeah. You can try loading it into the plotter. Oh, sure, you go for it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so there we are. So that's the bathroom on the ground floor done. Set it to hidden line just to see that if that display looks okay. That looks fine. And then to level 1. So the ensuite here has a funny slider. I'm just going to put the one I've used before in for now. So space to flip. So something like that. And then back to and then I've got to split the face. Also, I'll change that floor. So again, using tab, select that floor. Just do that again. So, yep, that's got the floor. And I'll just use the same one. And the floorboards aren't going the right way, so I'll use tab to select one of the boards. Again, rotate 90 degrees. And then find the floor here, change it to the same type, and I'm happy with the boards going that way. And shaded, yep, that's alright. And then using split face, use the edge of the floor here, and again this time I'll just draw lines from the orange boundary finish, paint, ceramic, choose the inside, that's done. And now you can place the same components yet again. So the bathroom vanity over here, WC, yeah. And then I'll need to load a shower. So in the plumbing fixtures, here we go. Got a shower stall 2D. I just want the 3D one. Just M shower stall. So I'll just place that roughly using space to flip it around. And it's a big shower area, but I'll measure that. So 1220 by 1480. Okay. So I'll just select the shower, edit type, yep, duplicate, 1220 by 1480. The width and the depth there. Yeah, 1220 should be first. 1480, I think. Yep, that's right. And move that into the corner. Now it probably would be tiled there, so you could leave the tiles showing through in that area. If you want to take them out, you can always duplicate that. Actually, looks like the floor waste is on the other side, so I'll just select that family using mirror pick axis. I'll turn copy off, and then try and pick the center line of the family to get the waste to show on the right side. So there we go, that's the last bathroom done. Just one last thing, that line then still needs to be tidied up. With invisible lines selected. There we go. And while I'm at it, I'll fix the stairs. There's a down arrow showing there, so I'll just set that to have show up arrow in all views. And you should do that for all your stairs. Tick that and it shows them the right way. So there we go. So it's good just to check those views in shaded and hidden lines so you can be sure that both those display types are going to work. So that's basically all the interior's done. The threshold, I suppose, could be added. That's one last thing. Sorry, I should show you. So I'll put the, again, split face onto the edge of the floor there, and then I'll just draw around the door opening. Luckily, I've already cut out the edge of the floor here around that door, so all I've got to do is draw a line across there. Finish that, go to paint, use that finish material again, pick the edge there, that's much better. And so again, split face, picking the floor right along that edge, finish, paint, choose the finished material. So that's, oops, now I've gone and painted the inside there. I'll just undo that and make sure yeah, so it's picked up the that finished material for the inside surface there, and I don't want that. I'll show you how to remove it when that happens. Just remove paint. Pick this main area now. There we go. So that's put it back, and then so I'll just finish this. It's be a minute. Okay, so now I'll just do the same thing on the next level. So split face, and so I pick the edge of the floor first. Join a new line. Just all the way along this edge. Finish. Paint surface, and for some reason it's not giving my material selection. Paint. There we go. And finish material. Pick the inside face there, and that's done. So that's much cleaner. Threshold there, and yep, that's it. So again, just checking through the plans. That one's okay, that one's okay, I think. Yep, and level 1. Yep, all good. Okay, so I'll do the topo surface in the next one.